Back with again, Emig and Haisten of the Tulsa World as we cruise into summer. And how beautiful is that to say? And we will talk about things related to summer sports. We've got golf to visit about, baseball, some softball with what's going on at the Women's College World Series. But Bill, all of a sudden it's June and the lid is off recruiting in college football. We have Lincoln Riley, Mike Gundy, and Philip Montgomery all trying to come to grips with a lot happening at once. The dead period is over. They can host all FBS coaches can host recruits back on campus. Yep. While they're doing that, they have to figure out how to navigate name, image, and likeness, which continues to move forward with the help of state legislators as well as Congress. And there's a matter of roster management in the midst of everything with regard to the philosophy on do you recruit the transfer portal as heavily as you recruit these kids who you're hosting on campus moving forward with the 1-year eligibility free pass and more player-friendly rules moving forward with regard to the transfer portal. So it is a wild time to be Riley, Gundy, Montgomery, and anyone else coaching college football right now.
Yep, I saw Philip Montgomery at the Sunday at the final round of the senior championship, and just a quick handshake. How you doing? Really wanted to just pull him aside and ask him about the impact, that his program is feeling right now from having 2 starting corners
right
in the portal and a key backup cornerback in the portal. So Philip looked like he was having a beautiful day. And I guess we should mention one more time, you can't have better weather for any event ever than we had for 3 days of the senior PGA championship.
Mm-hmm.
What a fluke. So here's Philip, and he's having a beautiful day, and he's on the ropes on the 17th green. And he's watching these world-class players, and in his mind, it's, man,
yeah,
what you just said. All of that is just cranking in his mind. And now, this weekend in Owasso, Garen, there is a significant showcase event for prospects, both 22 and class of 22 and 23 guys. And a lot of guys from several states will be at this event. Now, it's just another sign of the reopening of everything. Mm-hmm. But you're exactly right. Within, the next few weeks, think about this too, that there are high priority recruits for Gundy, Lincoln Riley, Philip, everybody else. They've never even made eye contact with mm-hmm. these kids. They've never actually met these kids. So now those, you can unlock the gates and you can welcome them into your campus. So I think you're going to see a flood over the next month of these unofficial visits and campus tours and facilities tours. And so, yeah, I mean, there's a great scramble while attempting to grasp, portal management or how to figure out how you're going to, and, there's different levels or different, depending on who you are and at what level of college football you are, your relationship with the portal is a lot different. OU's relationship with the portal is much different than TU's. In fact, it's polar opposite, where TU finds a kid at a 3A school in Northeast Oklahoma, develops a guy, and by his 3rd or 4th year in the program, he's a really good player. And then all of a sudden, he thinks, I'd like to go play at Missouri, or I'd like to go play at Illinois, or I'd like to go to Norman. Mm-hmm. Whereas OU, Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, those schools, the portal is more of a one-stop shop to fill needs. Now, they're going to lose guys too, but those are guys who couldn't get on the field typically, right? Whereas, schools like TU develop guys for 3 years, invest heavily in them, and then they, rip your heart out and want to go to a Power 5 school or a, SEC Big 12 type school. So, no, it's like, this has all been coming for a long time, but, the shutdown of everything or the limitations, it really wasn't, really, really rolling yet. And now here it is, all like you say, all at once. Bang, here we go. So, yeah, the new frontier of college football really starts to take shape now.
Yeah, I'll say this much with regard to TU's situation specifically. You're right. There are going to be times where mid-major or group of five, let's call them group of five coaches, lose players developed in their system because they just want one shot, maybe before their eligibility expires at the Power Five or the so-called big time. What those coaches, whether it's Philip Montgomery or Luke Fickell at Cincinnati or anyone across the American or MAC, but those coaches, they'll have to and this goes to your point about managing the portal. What they've got to have their staff do is pay attention to kids like John Michael Terry, who, as you put it, doesn't have the opportunity to play at an Oklahoma, might be looking for just an opportunity to show himself somewhere, and therefore trickles down as opposed to having guys move up. Another case, different circumstances, but another case in point, Bryce Bray, the offensive lineman from Bixby, doesn't work out for reasons, football and otherwise, at OSU. Now he has sort of an opportunity at a second college life at the University of Tulsa. So Montgomery and others in his position will be frustrated by where we're headed in the portal era, but there are also opportunities for those guys to fill lost spots over players who do want to shine in a brighter spot. And so what they've got to do is not let their frustration consume them, I guess is what I'm saying, and open themselves up to not only losing, but bringing in, because that's the way the game, whether you like it or not, that's the way it's going to be played moving forward.
That's right. Well, but you can appreciate Phillips' frustration.
100%, 100%.
Both of those corners. I mean, if you look at any number of NFL draft related sites and read up on Caleb Evans and Allie Green, and they're pretty highly thought of. I mean, they're draftable guys that TU found,
right,
developed, and then you get you have this combination of at TU now. You're pretty good at quarterback, I think. Time will tell, but I think Davis Brin is the real deal for Tulsa. So you go into this season with what should be a tremendous defense and an offense that the passing game should be at the best level it's been at since Dane Evans was there 5 years ago. But then you lose your corners. So I don't blame Philip Montgomery for seething over this, but you're right. I mean, at the same time you lose two corners, you get a Bryce Bray in the program that you had really no chance to get when he was at Bixby, and you get a John Michael Terry who looks pretty good in the TU uniform, and was a tremendous player at Victory. So no, it goes both ways. But I do think that a school like Tulsa, schools in the American and Group of Five schools, are going to be at the higher end of the frustration scale as it pertains to the portal. But yeah, I mean, they got a heck of a tackle and a heck of a linebacker.
Sure. Doesn't replace Evans and Green, and that is, and you better have corners if you're going to defend in this day and age in college football. And those guys could defend the corners, both of them. All right, you mentioned seeing Montgomery at the senior PGA. We still have a little golf to talk about. The senior PGA has come and gone, and what a great week it was for Southern Hills, for the city, for the golf community, for the pros who visited. A little bit about that, Bill, from your perspective, as well as a look ahead or vaulting into this week, current events, the near miss by Oklahoma State at the NCAA championship, the semifinal elimination at the hands of Pepperdine, and Ryan Hibble's Oklahoma Sooners playing for a national championship against the team that knocked OSU out in Pepperdine. So give us a little golf.
Well, Ryan Hibble may be the best kept secret in Oklahoma now with regard to being a superstar of a coach. I mean, I don't know how much you saw that yesterday, but it's 104 degrees in Scottsdale yesterday. 104, 68 in Stillwater yesterday, and 104 in Scottsdale. And Ryan Hibble's wearing a sweater vest, like a warm sweater vest, because he's superstitious, because when they won the 2017 national championship. So yeah, OU today, that's what I mean. I watched intently yesterday with the hope of having a Bedlam championship match.
Sure, of course.
Right? Sensational. Pepperdine is really good. And as it was explained to me this morning, if this were a football game today, OU and Pepperdine would be about an 8-point favorite.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Pepperdine's really good.
Goodness.
But we'll see, I mean, match play golf.
Right. You never know.
Oh, you don't know. And so, no, everything you said about the senior PGA was sensational. The week of golf locally really began when Phil won the PGA championship in Kiowa Island, across the country. But it just like supercharged the whole golf world.
Mm-hmm.
And that momentum, you could kind of feel throughout the week in Tulsa with the seniors. And it kind of reminded people too, I mean, older golfers, LeBron James now, I watched him last night, and you think, well, LeBron's going to be great forever. Father Time is catching up with LeBron now, and the Lakers are this close, man. They're out, but you can play golf at a high level for a long time. And so we got Phil Mickelson coming in here next year's defending champion of the PGA Championship, and when these tickets go on sale on June 14th, they're going to be gone like in a matter of days. And we're talking about 30,000 people a day on the property at Southern Hills versus 8,000. Like you said, it had a big event feel to it, but at 8,000, if in fact it was 8,000, it felt like more than that to me. But let's just say it was 8,000 a day. But everywhere you and I would walk on the course, there was good numbers of people, and you'd have a special, like the one day Friday, I think it was Friday, Steve Stricker's group, Retief Goosen, those guys, they had a big gallery following them all day long. And you got temperatures in the 60s, and you got a cool north breeze, and you got people at the end of May wearing sweaters and jackets on the golf. That'd be just once in a lifetime weather. I hope, you hope for that next year as well. But it was such a fluke that it'd probably be 92 every day.
Don't say that.
But hey, well, I mean, Oklahoma weather,
I know.
But no, a great day today. Pepperdine and OU at 4:00 on Golf Channel. And then roll into the weekend. I mean, if you're a competition junkie, what a week, right? Senior PGA wraps up. You have this great college golf. Now, a lot of people, there's a void in their lives between the end of college basketball and the start of college football.
Right.
NFL. But if you're just a competition junkie, the NBA playoffs are really compelling right now. Trae Young at the Knicks tonight. Look out. I mean, the basketball in itself is unbelievable, but you just hope there's not another incident tonight, and that the New York fans behave. And I'm really concerned about that. Even though it's not even 1%, Garen. It's like 1/10 of 1% of these fans are loony enough to throw something or do something that really is a breach of security. But yet, if it happens again tonight, NBA's got a real problem on its hands. And so I know I'm all over the place here, but yeah, Trae Young at the Knicks. I mean, like I say, if you're just a competition, if you're just starved to watch compelling competition, man, there's stuff all over the place. And then softball this weekend in Oklahoma City is amazing. NCAA baseball is kicking off. So, and we're counting down to the start of football.
Yeah.
So no, it's I just talked with Mike Steely on the air a little bit ago, and he just said, Oklahoma's a great sports state. I'm like, you're right. Actually, it really is. And for comparably populated states, you could argue it's the best sports state in the country.
Yeah.
Because we do have an NBA team, and because Oklahoma State has sustained itself, in football, right? So we have two pretty good football schools, and you know when TU is right, TU's fun to watch in football. So
Yeah, we've referenced this before. What a treat for the city this year, not just to have sports back, but the way TU played football and then the way ORU caught fire in basketball
amen.
in March. I mean, you talk about a gift from the sports gods to this city, the weather at Southern Hills, and you know who knows where it goes from here. But we've already been blessed. I think it may not make up for all the frustration that preceded everything and all the trials that people have had to go through. I know it doesn't, but it's good to smile and laugh and cheer and root and enjoy again, right? And because of TU football, ORU basketball, the golf at the senior PGA, and a lot of other things, including, as you mentioned, some high quality softball being played by both Bedlam schools. They might play each other in the winners bracket in OKC Friday night. This has been sensational. So,
Well, Patrick Prince always puts a little headline on these videos we do, you know, and I'm really curious what headline he's going to put on this one, because we have been on every topic.
Yeah.
So knock yourself out.
I'd like to go 15 more minutes on the fans topic, because that's caught my attention this week, and maybe next week when we've got a few less events to talk about, because this has bothered me since really the first act of fan misbehavior, and it's only gotten worse. And although the focus has been on the NBA for the right reason, there's been some pretty ugly videos coming out of Major League Baseball parks of guys just wailing on each other. Yeah,
absolutely awful. Oh man, the was it Houston? Oh man, just an awful fight. Awful. I mean,
it doesn't make any sense either. I mean, you're welcome back, right, to these parks and stadiums and arenas for the first time in a year.
Yeah,
act like you should savor it. Act like you savor it, right? No, don't act the fool. It doesn't seem much to ask.